tuning in from Spaceship Earth. This broadcast is coming to you live from here in San Clemente. Just woke up and I saw that I had 100 subscribers. How crazy is that? It's a lot of people, man. Imagine standing on stage and there's 100 people that chose to came to watch you speak. Anyways, I have gotten a little bit of a late start today. I slept in way later than I wanted to. It's already 10:30, so definitely overstaying my welcome here at my little sleeper spot. So I'm gonna go out, get groceries, and see what to do from there. And I don't know if you can tell, but I've got a lot going on back there. It is a total mess, an absolute storm, but I'll get more into that later after I get my groceries and settled into my day spot. Well, of course, as per usual, I cannot find parking for the life of me. Such is life when you drive a bus. So we've resorted to behind the grocery store, and fingers crossed we don't get ticketed or towed in the short amount of time that we're going to be in there, but who knows? That's just the gamble you got to make when you live in a bus. All right, let's go. Sustenance has been acquired. Now I can finally hit the road and get into what I've been doing here lately. It's been a while since I've talked to you guys. It's been, gosh, at least 4 or 5 months now. My last video, even though I uploaded it like, I don't know, a couple weeks ago, really I recorded that in like late January, early February, so it's been a while. I've been out here in San Clemente just enjoying the view, enjoying the beach, and I'm gonna get into that later, tell you what's been going on there. This light is the absolute worst, man. Whoa. Woo! That was pedal to the floor right there. Holy moly, I hate this light so much. And just like that, we have arrived at the day spot, and check out this view, man. Probably doesn't translate that well on camera, but we got Trestles down that way and then Sano a little bit further down the road that way. What more do you need, man? But yeah, let me show you what I've been working on here in the bus. You got to bear with me for a second. It is extremely messy back here. I've added a lot of material in the bus that I haven't really been able to organize just yet. But yeah, here it is. I've got this workbench here where I've been making these little coasters. This isn't the finished product. This is just stage 2 of the operation. Sanding it down with a smooth finish. Some nice rounded edges there. Then I built this thing just the other day. It's a bed of nails. Fits 50 coasters, just like that. And you can see I've got some levels on here. Make sure it's nice and level when I go to the 3rd stage of the operation, which is going to be epoxy. I've got some dyes, I've got some epoxy, I got some white pigment. I'm going to make some ocean shoreline wave break effects with it. You know, get them all lined up around here. Do a line of dark blue, a line of light blue, and then a line of the white pigment. Blast it with a heat gun, a clear coat over it. It'll create a very nice wave break effect on the coasters, and hopefully I can sell them because, man, I could really use a stream of income right now. I've been on the road since Thanksgiving, just about, with zero stream of income whatsoever. So it's been a while. I've been eating away at my savings, and it's getting to a point where I got to make some money, man. So that's the plan. Hopefully it goes well. Also, just in case I end up not using the footage of me going over this already, I've been doing some cosmetic upgrades to the bus, as you can tell. I got this green shrubbery stuff over here with some roof trimming and some lights embedded into it, you know, make it feel more like a home and less like a bus. Ceiling is still a work in progress, obviously. I actually ran out of the spray adhesive I was using to make that because this thing, I had spray adhesive sitting right there where that one is while I was driving it, fell onto there, punctured a hole, and just started going crazy. You can see some of the collateral damage up here. I might end up having to replace that because I have no idea how I'm gonna get that stuff off. It is strong stuff. But what else? Oh, right, the entertainment center. I don't think I showed you guys this yet, but I actually built this a while ago. Still need to organize all my tools, obviously. That's kind of the common theme with the organizational problems, is just tools. So I think what I'm gonna do is take this seat out and, you know, either get one of those pre-manufactured toolbox things that are on wheels that you see at Lowe's and Home Depot. Might get that and figure out how to mount it here, or just, you know, build one by myself from scratch. And once I get that done, I can, you know, have a designated place for all my tools instead of just, you know, throwing it wherever I can, because, you know, it's a problem, man. I need to get that taken care of. But yeah, I am going to continue cutting that log down into coasters and show you that workflow, because I just made a new jig and it has increased my production rate tenfold. It is amazing. Right, so let me show you the production center I got going on back here. So I made this here jig. You can see it's symmetrical on both sides. I run the circular saw right along this thing with the cutting edge on this side, and the 4x4 slots right in the middle here with this nice little stabilizer bar on the end. Let me show you how that works. So I got my 4x4 here. This slots over it just like that. Really snug too, no wiggle room at all. And yeah, I'll throw that on there, flip it, slice, flip it, slice. And here's the secret ingredient. This little guy right here. Don't blink because you might miss it. Watch this. Boom, just like that. You missed it, let me do it again. Boom, just like that. Same size cut every time. Just slap that on the end after it cut. Boom, just like that. I've cut my time down in half, like per coaster on average. And with this form factor, I can cut this log anywhere versus, you know, this whole workbench here that's taking up my whole kitchen. And, you know, as a consequence, I've got all this sawdust building up in my sink because of it. But, you know, this I can set up right outside, you know, along a curb or along the stairs of the bus. I can just set it up just like this, cut, flip it, cut, slap the thing on, you know, super easy, super simple, super quick. So I'm gonna cut down this little guy into all the coasters I need, but I gotta wait for my batteries to charge first. So I'm gonna do that and then show you the next step in the process. And then moving on to phase 2 of the operation, I've got a box. And what's in it? Let's find out. More coasters. That's right, these are the raw cuts of the log that make the coasters. And you can tell this grain here, very curved. It was, you know, pretty much a center cut that I bought, which, my bad on my part. I didn't realize that this is pretty much guaranteed to warp after I cut it. So instead of just throwing them on a shelf and letting them warp and then sanding it down later, because that would take an insane amount of time, I built this thing. Throw them all in there with some paper towels in between every couple layers, and then this guy goes on top. Boom, just like that. Weigh it down. They'll stay nice and flat while they dry out. It takes about 2 days. They've been in there for a day now, so tomorrow they'll be ready for phase 3, which is sanding them down. And let me show you what that looks like. I got some examples, a couple examples here actually. So this is how it looks after sanding. Nice smooth finish, rounded corners. I made it a little bit more rounder on the top than the bottom. Just, I don't know, I kind of like the look of it better. And I experimented with some staining too. I don't know if you can really tell the difference on camera, but I had like a white stain here because I thought it might look more like beach sand, since, you know, I'm going for the ocean break kind of epoxy pour look. But I don't know, you tell me, which one do you like more? I kind of am more biased against this one because, you know, it saves me a whole day, because you know, if I stain it, I gotta let it dry overnight. So it's a whole day of just trying to get it a slightly lighter color, when this, you know, looks fine. It looks like beach sand already. And after that, it's ready for the pour tray, which I haven't actually done yet, but I'm excited and nervous at the same time, because, you know, I've never done an epoxy pour or really worked with epoxy at all in my life, but I watched some YouTube videos, so pretty much an expert at this point, so probably will go well. So I decided to stop a little early and leave this untouched, just because I realized as I was cutting it, you know, as I'm feeding this in, once this end of it gets, you know, deeper into there, I feel like it's going to be more and more challenging to, you know, secure it in place and cut even pieces without, you know, flinging other pieces of wood around with the saw blade. So figured I'd stop right here. You know, maybe I can use this for something else, who knows. Could be used as a weight for the box that all these coasters are about to go into. Too short, just like the wrapper. I'm gonna cut 2 more just so I can have an even layer on top and get it weighted down. All right, the coasters are secured. Got some weight on there. I was gonna put the cinder block in there, but considering I am in a bus and this thing moves a lot, as buses typically do, I figured it was not a very wise idea to balance that in there. So all that stuff is pretty snug in there, and I think I'm about to head out now that the sun is getting pretty low in the sky there. You're welcome for blinding you. Yeah, I think I'm actually gonna skip making dinner tonight, just because I feel like it, and opting to get some pizza instead, because, you know, I got this new microwave in here and I haven't really used it, so it'd be cool to get some pizza so I could reheat that tomorrow. That'd be really dope. Very nice view. Never gets old. Absolutely starving right now. All I had to eat today was 2 donuts earlier this morning. They're gonna make things difficult, isn't he? Nope, he's not. What a kind soul, what a kind soul. Seems to be as good a place as any. What? Yeah, no power steering with one hand is a little difficult, as you'd imagine. All right, I'm gonna run in, get my pizza. Pizza has been secured. I'm back home, and now I'm ready to settle in and enjoy this pizza. So I'm gonna leave you here for now and see what we're gonna do tomorrow. Hopefully those coasters are ready to be sanded down. If not, might just have a day off, go to the beach or something, you know? So yeah, see you then. Right, another day, another donut. Got some work to do today, hopefully, if those are ready to be sanded down, but that is yet to be seen. For now, I think I'm gonna go get some breakfast. Also, I've got a surprise coming up later this week. I ordered something online that's gonna completely change the game on my content format. I think I'm gonna keep that a secret for now, though. You'll just have to tune in and wait for that. And just like that, we're back to the day spot. So, feeling hungry. I'm gonna make myself some breakfast. This stuff right here, it's half distilled water, half white wine vinegar with a couple drops of lemon oil and what's it called? Tea tree oil. All-purpose cleaner right here for all your utensils and saves me a ton of water. I don't want to hear anyone telling me I'm using too much butter. There's no such thing. That is fantastic. That is what we like to see. Man, I really got to invest in one of those stovetops that you see in the sailboats that kind of, you know, swivel so they always stay level, because as you saw here, I almost just lost an egg. You know, I could probably afford a home if it wasn't for this stuff right here. This right here is a breakfast of champions. All right, I'm gonna finish this and then I'm gonna check on those coasters. Holy moly, you're not gonna be able to tell on camera, but geez, it is insanely choppy out there. Brutal conditions out there. But yeah, anyways, let's check on my coasters and see how they're doing. Okay, looking pretty good on first glance. Yeah, I mean, they seem pretty straight. Yeah, I think we're in the clear, but they've only been in here for what time is it? Yeah, not even 24 hours yet. So I think I want to give them a little bit longer. I might start the sanding process tomorrow just to be absolutely sure. Oh goodness, look at this. You see that? Look at all that cracking. Jeez, no idea how that happened. Woo. Look, it even made it through on the other side too. That is crazy. Wonder if I need to scrap that. I'll have to look into what exactly is going on with that. Is there any others in here like that? Doesn't appear to be the case. That is weird. Oh wait, maybe this one? Yeah, it looks like this one has a little bit of cracking on it too. Maybe it's that maybe it's the knot that's in there. Maybe I should avoid using the coasters that have that knot in them. Yeah, that seems to be the common denominator. All these other ones seem to be perfectly fine. So yeah, I mean, those seem to be pretty good. I'm gonna wait a little longer just so I know they're fully dried out. You know, I don't want to sand them down and then set them someplace and then they start to warp after I've sanded them down. You know, that would be not great, I don't think. So what am I going to do in the meantime? I have no clue. Maybe I can organize this place a little bit, or maybe I should do some trial runs for the epoxy on these guys, since I'm not sure if I'm actually going to use these ones with the white stain on them. Maybe I can use these as like a trial run, because I have like you know, 4 or 5 stacks of these ready to be coated. Now I can really show you why exactly I got these little levelers on here, because I got this thing nice and level thanks to these extra coasters. Because as you can imagine, when you're in a bus, not every parking space is going to be perfectly level. And you could imagine if I've got, you know, a bunch of coasters lined up here like this, pouring epoxy on it, it's just gonna slowly drip off whatever side it's leaning towards. So having these little levelers on here to make sure it's a nice, even, flat plane, super crucial to this process. So yeah, anyways, I am gonna start experimenting with this because I have never done this before, but I've watched a couple YouTube videos, so I think that means I'm pretty much an expert at this now. So yeah, let's try it out. One more thing though before I get into the epoxy is I want to hit it with some 120 and 220 grit sandpaper just to get it a nice smooth finish, because I've only hit this with 80 grit so far, which is good for, you know, getting the round edges and the general shape of it. But I don't know if you can see on camera, but there's still a lot of scratch marks in it. You know, it's not a fully finished product yet. So I'm gonna hit it with these bad boys and then get started on the epoxy. So I think I'm gonna do one of these with just the 120 grit and then another one of these with the 120 and the 220, just to compare them side by side to see if I really need to go all the way up to 220 or if I can save a little bit of time and still get a finished product. Just by the touch, I can tell this one is a heck of a lot smoother. Like, it is very nice. I still notice a lot of scratches on here though. I'm not sure if those are from, oh, you can especially see it there. I don't know if that's from the saw blade or if it's from the 80 grit sandpaper, but yeah, those are some deep gouges. So this is definitely a good contender for experimenting on, because it seems like I can't get those gouges out no matter how much I try to sand it. But yeah, this feels just a lot better. But I don't know, it's hard to say. I mean, this feels pretty good. I'm gonna see if I can just skip the 120 and go straight to the 220 on another one of these, because if I can do that, then obviously I'm gonna go with the 220, because this just feels a lot better in my hand compared to this. But I guess at the end of the day, it's gonna be covered in epoxy, so yeah, I don't know. Might as well do the experiment anyways. Right, well, the only thing concerning me now is just the fact that all these little scratch marks in some of these, it seems like they don't want to come out. So it is slightly concerning. I'm gonna see off camera if I get the same effect in the ones that aren't stained, because maybe it's just the stain that is affecting that in some way, shape, or form that I'm not aware of. But yeah, I'm gonna do that off camera because I am running low on battery. So I got them all lined up here with the that's 120 and 220 pass. That one was just a 220. Then this is both, or no, this is just 120, and then this is again both 120 and 220. And this is the one that I tried to take out all these scratches with, but you can see there's still quite a bit of scratches on it. It was a lot worse when I started out, but I noticed what helped a lot was doing another pass of the 80. So maybe that's what I'll do to take care of the scratches, and then just go straight to the 220, because this is the one that I want straight to the 220, and it is buttery smooth. So I think I'm just gonna skip out on the 120 pass. But yeah, not quite sure what to do about these scratches. Maybe the epoxy will take care of it. It's yet to be seen though. We're gonna have to do that. So I think what I'm gonna do is do a couple more batches of this, you know, all 4 of these. Do that again like one or two more times and write what I did on the bottom of it. So like, you know, this one will be 120, 220, this one will be 220, this one will be 120. And then epoxy that, see which one turns out better, and stick with that method. Wow. Almost forgot to record this, but I got the two stuffs to mix together in here, and I'm gonna use this as a stir stick. And then I got these two bins here to mix the blues, and then whatever's left in here is gonna be the white. I feel like these are a little bit too big for what I'm doing here, especially on such a small scale. But yeah, we'll see, I guess. We're experimenting here, so it's all good. Cool. So that's mixed up. Now I am going to pour it into these guys. About that much. About that much there. And how much white do we have left? Quite a bit. So I'm gonna pour more. Let's see. There's no mark there, but I'm gonna guess that's about 2 ounces. Maybe 3. Okay, yeah. This is wearing very, very thin, so I'm gonna try to add a little bit more back here. I know what I'm doing. I am an expert at this. Like I said, I watched a YouTube video. I know what I'm doing. Okay, so I'm using 2 blues. These 2 little guys. Already shook them up, so they're all mixed up. Let's see. That's really cool. I like that a lot, actually. Okay, I don't know if that's gonna be enough, but yeah, part of the lid is in there too, so that's really epic. It looks like I'm gonna need a little bit more. So I did 8 drops. Let's do 4 more. All right, 12 drops. I really like this blue, actually. It is looking very cool, very cool. But it is still extremely see-through, I feel like. I'm gonna go with another 12. Might sound like a lot, but let's just do it. Okay, that's 12 more. Pretty sure this is shook up enough. I already shook it up before, but yeah, I don't know. We'll see. Yeah, I see why now they warned against using alcohol-based stuff, because it is extremely see-through. But maybe when I mix in this darker stuff, it'll be a little bit better, but who knows. Right, 30 drops, new stick. Oh yeah, I'm gonna need way more than 30. Goodness gracious. All right, let's just do a lot. Just squirt it just like that. Let's do the same over here. No rhyme or reason. I'm probably gonna have to get different pigments though, because these are not looking very promising already, which is unfortunate because this was like 30 bucks. And I don't think anywhere in store is gonna sell this stuff for me, locally at least. Gosh, yeah, this stuff is just I'm gonna keep going. I used like half the bottle, so this is looking like it's not gonna be a long-term viable option. All right, I think that's about as dark as it's gonna get, so time for the white. I got this stuff because it said it's pigment based somewhere on there, so hopefully it's better, but we shall see. I'm just gonna do the same thing, just do a lot more than I think I need. Oh yeah, I also got some of this stuff to help, because I think it might add some texture or something, not sure. Also said just to add barely any, so it's gonna get the corner of this like that, dump it in. So hopefully that does something. Let's use this bad boy for this one. Oh, I do not like that smell. Ugh, should probably be wearing a mask or ventilating this place. All right, I think that's about as good as it's gonna get. Okay, let's try this out. This is probably not gonna go well. All right, let's start out with the dark stuff. Ooh, that was a lot. Ooh, shoot. Am I gonna have enough left over for the last ones? Just barely. Might as well use the whole thing, right? Don't want to waste any. Then let's hit it with the light blue here. Oh, goodness gracious. Yeah, yeah, this is why we experiment. Woo! That was a lot. That was a lot there. I think going forward, I want to start with the light blue. And then, why is that one so much darker? That's what I don't understand. All right, let's hit it with this really quick. It's really not doing anything, is it? That is full power on the fan. Is this hot yet? Can I take this off? Ah! Yeah, I want to take this off. That's not doing anything. Trying to get it over the edges with this, but it is not wanting to cooperate with me. Oh, there we go. All right. Now on for the white. I'm gonna try to use this just so I can get just the coastline, you know what I mean? Just like that. You know what? I think this is looking somewhat promising now. Let's add a little extra in this one, see if that does anything. All right, let's try it out now. I don't have the right pigment, so we'll see if this actually does anything. Oh, you know what? It's not bad. Honestly, for my first attempt, it's looking okay. I could definitely use that actual white pigment because it's a lot thicker and the cells are going to be more foamy, I guess. But 1 second, let me hit it with the torch and see if that helps. I've heard that this is supposed to help. Ooh, I don't want to cook it though. Some of these are actually pretty good, I think. I really like the colors of this one, but I don't think the wave break effect is very convincing. This one is not terrible. Kind of looks like you got a channel going on if you're there. This one is okay. I definitely see how some people might like the look of this. I don't think it looks very realistic though. This one is definitely really good. I like these two. These two are really good. This one, it's all right. Honestly, for my first attempt, not mad. But I think having the right pigments would go a long way for this. So, with that being said, oh, you know what? I understand now why this one's darker. That is the one that's not stained. So, I think that's what we're gonna go with. We're gonna go unstained and whatever kind of sanding that is. I don't think the sanding really mattered because look at this. They're all pretty much the same except for that one, which is not stained. So I think that is the way to go because I really like the look because you can see the depth of the ocean there with that. You know, the colors are a lot darker, more vibrant. These are okay, I think. You know what I really wanted to do though is I wanted the wave break to be on this side, considering, you know, these lines in here. I wanted it to kind of look like the coastline here, you know, to follow that. So next round, that's what I'm gonna do. But honestly, with how it is now, I'm pretty stoked. I am gonna try to go, how am I gonna get a clear coat on this now? Because I don't have another bucket. I'm gonna try to find another bucket and I guess get some clear on, you know, the edges here to clean it up. So yeah, super stoked. This turned out pretty nice. Right, so I added the clear coat and kind of ruined it, I think, especially on this one, man. Look at that. It is unrecognizable. So yeah, need to change a lot of things on this. First of all, I want to get this spray that I've seen people use. You spray it on here and it sets it almost instantly. And yeah, I need to do that before I apply the clear coat, because you can tell I didn't touch this one at all, and you can see the coastline is still a hard line there versus all these that have just completely disappeared entirely, essentially. So need that spray. I need better pigments too, because they're going to be thicker, more opaque, and it's just going to behave a lot better on the coasters. And yeah, but I mean, it's just a trial run. This is why we do these things. I'm only down 6 coasters out of, you know, however many is in there, probably like 150 something. So we're gonna learn as we go. We're gonna adapt, and yeah, honestly, not too upset. Not bad for a trial run on the Coastline coasters. So I had some left over, and I decided to, you know, use it for some extra coasters to experiment some more and check it out. I think the play is to let it sit for a little bit, and it becomes a lot more thick and easier to work with. As you can see here, I mean, look at all those bubbles and everything. Looks a lot better than that. So yeah, I think I'm gonna continue to use the dyes that I have and see if I can work with it just by letting it sit and get a little bit more thick. Because yeah, I really like that hard coastline, nice cells in there, and I'm kind of afraid to hit it with the clear coat now, but I think this one I don't like as much, so I'm gonna hit that one with the clear coat and see if it looks better. Right, so it didn't blend, so that's good. However, you can clearly see where the clear coat stops on top of the coastline, so I think what I'm gonna have to do is wait for it to dry entirely and then do the entire thing clear coated, and hopefully that'll look good. Yeah, so I let it sit a little while before adding the clear coat, and look at the difference, man. That is night and day. These 3 here, I waited to add the clear coat, and then all these other ones you can see are just absolutely atrocious. So these 3 are keepers. They are looking excellent. I like it. This one came out surprisingly well, even though I only had 1 shade of blue left. I used all the dark blue on this one, and unfortunately it kind of all blended together. I wanted, you know, the dark blue to be more in the back, obviously, where the you know, the water would be deeper. But yeah, if you can't tell already, it is pitch black outside, and I think it's supposed to rain later tonight. So I'm gonna head out, go to my little nighttime spot, and reheat some pizza, because I am excited to use my microwave for the first time.